What's happening, tubes? So let's talk about power equipment. You know, weed whackers, string trimmers, and I picked this one up today. This is the FS38, and this one I've had for a while. So let's talk about these two, and then we'll talk about my lawnmower, my Honda HRN 216. So, in every one of my string trimmers, weed whackers, I use this stuff, True Fuel, or I use that. Now, why is that? I have never, ever had to do anything to this carburetor except, mess with the jets right here just a little bit, maybe a quarter of a turn on the low side and a quarter of a turn on the high side when I first got it. But that was back in 2016. And here we are now in 2023, like 7 years later. And this thing, the only thing that I've ever had to do to it is put a new spark plug in it. Other than that, I have done nothing else to this Murray. This thing has been reliable. It has been a great unit, and I know a lot of people don't like it because it is curved shaft, and I don't really care if you do or you don't. But this is what I've got. And I had a straight shaft, but the problem with the straight shaft was that it was a what is that? A Hyper Tough, which is basically Walmart's version of Home Lights, made in the same factory as the Home Lights. So what I did was I brought the unit home. It fired up, it ran for a little bit, and then it wouldn't idle anymore. Now you would think that maybe I should just go ahead and adjust the low and high side. The thing is, it didn't have it. It didn't have that right there. So I couldn't adjust nothing. The only thing I could adjust is the idle, and there was nothing wrong with the idle. So I just took it back to Walmart and got my $120 back. Here's a receipt. So right here, it's actually $127.44. As you can see that right there. It'll focus. There you go. And here's the receipt, because I bought some more fuel. $118. There you go. I took that bad boy back, and you saw the steel, so we'll get to that in just a moment. But I know you guys are probably going to say, man, it's just a El Cheapo, How much did you pay for it? Back in 2016, like maybe $80. Brand new in the box. Oh, wait. That's full choke. 1, 2, 3. It's going to fire straight up. I have done literally nothing to this weed eater. I have gone through 2 lawnmowers, and I still had the same weed whacker. Why did I buy another one? Well, this one's getting up there in age, so I thought I'd just use it every once in a while and just use the steel. I have never had to put another carburetor on this. I have never had to do anything to this unit whatsoever besides put gas in it, a mixture of oil and gas because it's a 2-cycle, and replace a spark plug. I even have extra spark plugs on hand in case I need them. This is what the parts house had, so, Now here's the steel, FS38. I got it for a really good deal at I think it was on sale for about $130, give or take, something like that. And make sure that when you start this, that it's turned on, because if not, it's not going to start. I went to my local Revel Ace Power Outdoor store. Basically, all they sell is stuff like this and lawnmowers and zero turns and, the good stuff. I went over there for them to sharpen my lawnmower blades, and I know somebody's going to say, well, you could have did that yourself. I could, but I do it once a year, and I pay them like $8 a blade to do it. So, what's that? $16 a year? Plus I buy either Honda oil or Briggs SAE 30 oil for my Honda mower over there, because they sell Honda mowers for the time being, because Honda is going out of business when it comes to their mowers. They're not really going out of business, they're just stopping production, which is fucking stupid if you ask me. But either way, prime this once, twice, 3 times a lady. Lionel Richie's a picky motherfucker. Alright, here we go. And then you push the choke down, full choke. Well, no, not full choke, but the full choke is here, so choke's off. The only thing I was told is that you need to use these at higher RPMs because of the spark arrestor. That right there is your spark arrestor. Basically, it prevents sparks from coming out, catching things on fire, so on and so forth. But once it gets filled with carbon, that black stuff, you're supposed to take a torch or whatever and burn it and get all the crap out of it. I've never had to do that to my Murray. I don't even think that it even has a spark arrestor. Since this thing is still under warranty for 2 years, because that's what it came with, I'm not going to do nothing to it. If it needs a spark plug, they're going to fix it. If it needs a spark arrestor, they're going to fix it. Under warranty for 2 years. And the only fuel I'm going to put in it is that. Now, they put pre-mixed non-ethanol fuel in it. That's fine. Once it gets out of this tank, there's no more of this. I'm going to be using the pre-mixed, because I've never had any issues out of anything else that I've ran pre-mixed with. I hate mixing oil and gas, and I hate ethanol. It will destroy your engines. But I really like hearing this thing, rumble. Not bad for a Chinese-made piece of equipment. Yes, the FS38 is manufactured in China. If you don't believe me, Google it. A lot of people don't like the design of the trimmer head. It's okay, you can replace it, but I'm used to it. It don't bother me none. It came with green trimmer line, which I usually don't use that stuff. That's what I usually use right there. It's what I've been running in my Murray. So here's my Honda HRN 216 GCV 170. I changed the oil in it today. Had the blade sharpened. The problem I had with this today was in this throttle linkage, I guess you could say, right there. I had to adjust that. So this piece was down here, so I moved it up here because it wasn't getting enough, I guess, to be able to turn off the machine, because this is how you turn it on and off. Let me demonstrate. So this is your self-propelled, this is your blade. Push this down, pull back. See, now I turned it off. See, it works now. It didn't before. I just had to do some tinkering. Took about 20 minutes, but I figured it out. Now, I bought this mower because I'm able to do that. I'm able to reduce the throttle because I cut along the side of my house and on the left side, on the right side of my house, and I don't want to throw rocks up and bust out my neighbor's window and then they get mad and stuff. You know, I want to be a good neighbor. But that is the only problem that I have ever had out of this mower. That's it. This thing starts every time. I use non-ethanol fuel in it with fuel stable. I can't say nothing bad about Honda. I mean, this thing is a beast. It's a workhorse. Now, it does have a belt-driven transmission, but I have never had to do any type of maintenance on that. Maybe I need to one day take the cover off up underneath it and check the belt and inspect and replace, but I'll do that later. So this thing here is a pain in the ass at times because sometimes it'll start, sometimes it takes it a while to start. Now I've already primed this unit, so let me turn it this way so that y'all can see me start this. Well, it started. Damn. Oi. All right. I bought this thing at Lowe's and it was like $200. At the time I needed a blower, so I just bought it. I have already had to put a new fuel filter in it, air filter. Husqvarna is not the same Husqvarna as it used to be. And Husqvarna is the one that bought out, I do believe, Yazoo mower out of Jackson, Mississippi. Now, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, and that was a great mower. My grandfather had one. That was a fantastic mower. But I have only used that in it. Now, you just saw it didn't give me no issues other than user error, rather. So, I usually use this maybe 10 times out of the year, maybe 12, usually about once a month. Especially after I cut my grass, I'll use it to blow all the clippings back into the yard and stuff like that. But my next one is going to be a Stihl. So, same fuel has been in it. I've never had an issue out of any other unit except this one. I will never buy another Husqvarna. It works, but why did I have to go through all the trouble of replacing a fuel filter, of doing all of that whenever I use nothing but this stuff? Make it make sense. This has been a long video, but y'all have a good day. And I take very good care of my power equipment, but as they age, I tend to, go and get something else. Like my Honda will probably last, by the time that I probably won't be cutting grass no more. My son will probably be cutting grass. He'll probably be the one using it. I mean, Hondas last forever. They do. But the thing is, just like anything, you got to take care of it. But Briggs & Stratton, I call them Briggs & Crafton. I'll keep my Honda. I might buy another Honda eventually, just as a backup and use one, then use the other one. But I don't care since they stopped making them come September of this year. You know why? Because there's plenty of them out there I can choose from. I'd rather buy a used Honda mower than I ever would a brand new Briggs & Stratton. Briggs is just not as good as they used to be. I'm sorry, but I don't care what anyone says. I'm not a Briggs guy. I've had Briggs all my life. I get Honda, and I hardly ever have any issues with it whatsoever. I have that one issue with that cable, a linkage, and that's it. Nothing malfunctioning with the engine or the drivetrain, anything. That lawnmower is just a tank. It's like a Timex watch. It takes a licking but prefers a sucking. Y'all have a good day.